veteran, please render the proper hand salute. All others, please place your right hand over your heart. Recite the Pledge of Allegiance with me. Attention, salute, pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I believe in the United States of America, of the people, by the people, and for the people, whose just powers are derived from the consent of the governed, a democracy and a republic, a sovereign nation of 10 sovereign states, a perfect union, one of inseparable, established upon the principles of freedom, equality, justice, and humanity, for which American patriots sacrificed their lives and their fortunes. I therefore believe it is my duty to my country to love it, to support its Constitution, to obey its laws, and to respect its flag, and to defend it against all enemies.
The preamble to the Constitution of the United States of America. We, the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, and secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and for our posterity, do ordain and establish this Constitution of the United States of America.
Please join me in saluting the flag of Tennessee. It is on the back side of your program. 3 white stars
A field of blue, God keep them strong and ever true. It is pride and love that we salute the flag of Tennessee.
in your wet chair. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Kimberly Gibson-Clavo. I am the Constitution Week Committee Chairman for the Martha Dandridge, Washington Chapter, National Society Daughters of the American Revolution. It is an honor to stand here with you today in celebration of the Constitution of the United States of America. My hope for each of you is that you will gain a renewed excitement for the freedom and security that was so thoughtfully guaranteed in the lines of this document. On behalf of Mayor Alan Palmieri, who is unable to be here with us today, I would like to present Major Russell Turner, Jefferson County District 4 Commissioner, to read a proclamation signed and presented by Mayor Palmieri. After the presentation of the proclamation, we will again hear Ms. Kayla Louise with her rendition of God Bless America. First, Major Turner.
On behalf of the Office of the Mayor of Jefferson County, I present the following proclamation. Whereas it is the privilege and duty of the American people to commemorate the 229th anniversary of the drafting of the Constitution of the United States of America with appropriate ceremonies and activities, and whereas September 17, 2016 marks the anniversary of the framing of the Constitution of the United States of America by the Constitutional Convention, and whereas it is fitting and proper to accord official recognition to this magnificent document and its memorable anniversary, and to the patriotic celebrations which will commemorate it. And now, therefore, I, Alan Palmieri, by virtue of the authority vested in me as the mayor of the county of Jefferson in the city of Dandridge, do hereby proclaim the week of September 17th through September 23rd as Constitution Week, and urge all citizens to study the Constitution and reflect on the privilege of being an American, with all the rights and responsibilities which that privilege involves. In witness whereof, I have hereunto set my hand and caused the seal of the county of Jefferson to be affixed this 22nd day of July of the year of our Lord 2016, signed by the office of the mayor, and the seal of the county is affixed.
God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above. From the mountains to the prairies, to the oceans wide with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. From the mountains to the prairies, to the oceans wide with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home.
Thank you, Major Turner, for that reading. Also, thank you, Caitlin, for sharing your wonderful talent. We are fortunate to have with us today Dr. Kara E. Stooksbury. Dr. Stooksbury is the chair of the Department of History, Political Science, and Sociology, and an associate professor of political science at Carson-Newman University. A 2017 forthcoming publication for Dr. Stooksbury, along with John M. Sheff II and Otis H. Stevens Jr., is Encyclopedia of American Civil Rights and Liberties, revised and expanded edition. Among her honors and awards, she was the 2014 co-recipient of the Mossy Creek Teacher Scholar Award and the 2008 recipient of the Carson-Newman College Teaching Excellence and Leadership Award. She was the president of the Tennessee Political Science Association from 2011 to 2012. It is my honor, ladies and gentlemen, to present to you Dr. Kara E. Stooksbury.
Thank you, Kim, for that lovely introduction, and I'm going to keep my umbrella handy if that's okay. Thank you. I expected it to be hot, but not so much the rain. As you just heard a minute ago, Constitution Day is the day that we commemorate the signing of the federal Constitution on September 17, 1787. This culminated a process that had begun the previous May. I always find it interesting to note, though, that the Constitution was not even supposed to exist. The task of the men who were delegates to the Constitutional Convention was actually to revise the Articles of Confederation, the government that existed at that time. However, the delegates to that meeting ended up creating a government unlike any other. A representative form of government with the power divided not only among three branches of government, but also between two levels of government, and with sovereignty based with the people had not existed. Of course, much of the credit does go to the delegates who were there. Thomas Jefferson, who was Minister to France at that time and thus did not attend the convention, labeled them an assembly of demigods. This is because the group of men who met, they were really extraordinary. They not only had extensive knowledge of political theory, but many of them, almost all of them in fact, had served in some sort of official capacity in their colonial governments. So they possessed both the theory and the practice that they needed to create a new government. Of course, this document was a product of both conflict and compromise. It's sort of interesting too that their deliberations were technically secret. They went so far as to nail the windows shut in Independence Hall in Philadelphia. Now, we've had a heat wave here in East Tennessee recently, but can you imagine being stuck in a building with the windows nailed shut, wearing the get-up, as some of our folks here today have, with powdered wigs? It's a wonder there weren't more conflicts and more fisticuffs than we are privy to know. So Benjamin Franklin was around still at the time of the Constitutional Convention. He had been part of really every significant event to that point in American history. He was the oldest delegate to the convention. He was 81 years old. And there's a famous story that he was asked after the convention was over whether they had created a monarchy or a republic. He replied, "A republic if you can keep it." Now, today we might find that sarcastic in terms of an answer, but it was really a very important piece of wisdom. Here we are, 229 years after the document was written, and so far we have kept it. Through a Civil War, the Great Depression, 2 World Wars, the Cold War, and even 9/11. As time has passed, the hope of the preamble, which you obviously heard read a few minutes ago, has been realized in the sense that now we the people includes all of the people. Of course, it did not in 1787. In large part, this is due to the amendments that have been added. The document has been amended a total of 27 times. Of course, 10 of those came within the first 4 years after the document was written, the first 10 amendments known as the Bill of Rights. And those amendments protect us from the government. We have freedom of speech. Of course, there are limits on that, and other freedoms that we are so well aware of. The 14th Amendment extended those limitations to include the state governments as well. And of course, the 15th Amendment and the 19th Amendment extended voting rights to African Americans and women. So this document has survived and has been adapted through both court rulings and constitutional amendments to meet the needs of our society. Now, of course, there are many current challenges that some people suggest threaten our form of government and its continued existence. Of course, when we think of threats to the Republic, we often think of the ongoing war on terror, various terrorist attacks that occur, and other such events. But I think that, particularly since the DAR is sponsoring this event, and I've already been recruited for membership, by the way, I would share that. I got a certificate earlier, and it reminded me, actually, Kim, that I got a certificate when I was in the 5th grade for participating in a DAR citizenship paper. Rather than participate in Halloween when I was in the 5th grade, I decided that I was too grown up for that, and then I needed to write an essay for the DAR contest. Which probably shows you that college professor was an occupation I was destined for. But I firmly believe in civic education. And a threat really to the ongoing nature of our republic is the decline in civic education that we have seen, particularly over the past couple of generations. There was a 2006 poll conducted by Zogby International which found that more Americans could name 2 of Snow White's 7 dwarfs than any of the 2 of the 9 justices on the United States Supreme Court. That same poll found that Americans were more familiar with the Three Stooges, Harry Potter, Homer Simpson, and Superman than with the news of the day or the names of world leaders. More concrete concrete evidence of that decline was provided by a Department of Education report, which showed that only 1/3 of the country's students were proficient in civics. That was the lowest score than in any other subject the federal government tests on, with the exception of history. So sadly, civic education has been sidelined to focus on what people consider to be more important topics. And obviously, math is important, science is important, college readiness is important. But without an understanding of our history in government, how can we expect to hold our future generations, to hold public officials accountable? In the 1960s, it was common in American high schools that students would take 3 courses in civics. Now they're fortunate to get a general course on American government, and then there are 2 semesters of history, at least in most schools in Tennessee, that are spread, one in 8th grade and one their junior year. I would suggest that that is insufficient. So certainly, if we define civic education as learning how to govern ourselves, there are serious consequences for that decline. We have currently what some people suggest is the best government that money can buy. And some others would even suggest that rather than we the people, we have become we the corporations, simply because of the obscene amount of money that has been put into American elections. It's really a sad fact of political life in the United States when in American legislative elections, the candidate who raises and spends the most money wins between 98 to 99% of the time. That's the bad news. I think the good news, though, is that as citizens, we can demand more of our government, particularly our local governments and our state governments when it comes to educating our future generations so that we can continue to maintain the republic, and as Abraham Lincoln put it, government of the people, by the people, and for the people, because that's what our Constitution means and that's what it stands for. So thank you very much again for the invitation.
When at first I started putting the program together, I was looking around for participants. I was overwhelmed by the willingness of everyone who decided to step up and say yes, they would love to help. Without the young talent that has performed and is yet to perform, along with the Boy Scout Troop 77, the Veterans of Foreign Wars Post 3380, Dr. Kara Stooksbury, our elected officials, the Sons of the American Revolution, the Sons of the Revolution, the Tennesseans for Living History, and those who stand in support of our veterans. This program would not have become a reality. Please give these people a round of applause. Thank you. However, had it not been for the many selfless men and women who have served this great nation, it is probable that we would have no cause for celebration. I would like to take this opportunity to present a group of very special people. Would all veterans, if able, please rise to be recognized and remain standing. Ladies and gentlemen, in support of these veterans are spouses, children, parents, siblings, grandparents, nieces, nephews, extended family, and friends, and most of all, a grateful nation. I believe it is safe to say that there is not a single person here today who has not prayed for the safe return of a soldier at some time. Thank you, veterans. May God bless you, and thank you to your families for sharing who you are on our behalf. Please give these men and women a round of applause. You may be seated. Another group that I would like to present is the Daughters of the American Revolution. Would all members of the DAR please rise to be recognized? DAR members work tirelessly to promote education, historic preservation, and patriotism while keeping in the forefront her dedication to God, home, and country. Please give these ladies a round of applause. I ask now for everyone to take a moment to reflect as Delaney Doggett pipes Amazing Grace, accompanied on the drum by her sister Scout. Afterward, please stand, if able, for the benediction and retiring of the colors.
Lord God, it is with humble hearts that we thank you for the blessings that you have poured on each of us and our nation. We are grateful that the founding fathers of these United States knew you and kept you in their conscious decisions while laying out this instrument that continues to provide the structure for our democracy today. Thank you for the luxury of being able to assemble here and speak of the pride we have for our country, but most of all, our love for you. We ask for your guidance as we continue in our works and day-to-day lives. We ask, too, that you keep a guiding hand and watchful eye on the members of our military who at this very minute are standing fast to preserve our freedom. In Jesus' holy name, amen.
There you go. We can do it.